So let's begin. So the other day, on, can't remember what day it was. So the other day we talked about how to differentiate different types of algebraic expressions lah. Okay, different types of functions. Okay, so we have seen from the very simple. From the very simple, where there's one term and then there's more than one term. Okay, so you just differentiate it secara berasingan. Okay, we have also seen a few important things where if the power of x is only 1, so you differentiate it, you just get the number that's in front of the x. If you differentiate just a number, okay, a differentiation of a number will always give you the value of 0. Okay, then after that, we looked into more complex equations. Okay, and one of the complex equations is what we call a composite function. Okay, for example, like this, where the power is so big that it's hard for you to, like expand or potong-potong lah. Okay, so we use what I call the chain rule lah. Okay, the basic chain rule. But there is one part that I haven't taught now, which I'm going to teach you today. Okay, so actually, how the chain rule actually works is like this, So, okay, let's say you're given this expression. Okay, y equals to 2x plus 3. You know what? I'm going to use power of 4 lah, just to annoy everyone. Okay, 2x plus 3 to the power of 4. So that day I taught you what you do is, if you want to find the dy dx, okay, you bring the 4 to the front, and then you multiply with the 2 from here, and then you rewrite the bracket, and then this one will be power of 3. So you get 8, and then 2x plus 3 to the power of 3. So that is kind of the shortcut method for what we call the actual chain rule. Okay, so today I want to teach you how to do the chain rule, because not every situation allows you to do this method. Kau main ambil je dia punya nombor. Okay, the only situation that allows you to do this method is if the power of the x inside is power of 1. Okay, if the power inside the bracket is the power of 1, then you can use this method. Just take the number. Okay, so I want to teach you the proper chain rule method. Okay, because you're going to see a lot more weird expressions. So I'm going to use this same one. Okay, y equals to 2x plus 3 to the power of 4. But instead of that, I'm going to write the 2x plus 3 in another color. So 2x plus 3. Okay, so you have the blue color, and then you have the pink color. Okay, now let's call the pink color u. Okay, u equals to 2x plus 3. Now if I differentiate this, I will have to call this du dx. Sebab saya punya kepala rumus sekarang adalah u. Okay, I want to differentiate u, and I want to change the x punya power. So if you differentiate this, you will just get the value of 2. Okay. Now since u is equals to 2x plus 3, I can actually change this to the letter u. Okay, because I already established this lah. So usually kan orang akan tulis let lah. Let u equals to 2x plus 3. Begini. Okay, so what we will get on the outside is y equals to u to the power of 4. Kalau saya ambil dari ini. Okay, and if I differentiate that, I will get dy du. Sebab y di sebelah kiri, u di sebelah kanan. Just like in this situation, and u di sebelah kiri, x di sebelah kanan, so the differentiation is called du dx. Okay, so if we differentiate this, u to the power of 4, it still follows the same rules. Okay, dia punya peraturan adalah tetap sama. So far only 2 people are turning on their camera. So the rest of you, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to kick you out, or or have you forgotten the rule for this class? Okay, so this will be 4u to the power of 3. Okay, 4u to the power of 3 is actually 4 times 2x plus 3. Oh, sorry, pink color. Okay, 4 times 2x plus 3. Okay, to the power of 3. Okay, so So what we will get there, okay, according to the chain rule, okay, so the actual chain rule, okay, is dy dx. If we want to find dy dx in this situation, we will have to take the dy du, okay, from here, multiplied with the du dx. Okay, that's the basic, that's the basic of this. So in that case, what happens is I will get dy dx equals to dy du is this 4 times 2x plus 3 to the power of 3 from here. Okay, then I multiply with du dx is 2. Okay, so my final answer since, yes.
Can you repeat yang du dx atau berapa paham?
Okay, kejap okay, so let's say for example sebab kita biasa dengar y dengan x so when I introduce a new letter kan terus semua orang kencang, but actually there's nothing to kencang one. The basics of differentiation okay, the basis of differentiation is like this. Let's say kalau kamu punya persamaan is y equals to, for example, 2x plus 3 lah. Okay, by now I hope that kamu tahu kalau saya differentiate ini kan, ini akan dipanggil dy dx. Okay, kenapa dia dy dx? Okay, because kamu punya equation kan bermula dengan y dan di dalam equation yang kamu mau ubah dia punya power adalah huruf x. Okay, so the letter on top represents the equation that you want to differentiate, and the letter at the bottom represents the letter that you want to change the power. So if I take this situation and I just change the letter for example a equals to 2b plus 3, and then I tell you, okay, everybody differentiate this equation for me. The answer won't be dy dx, right? Because there's no y and x in this equation now. This equation dia punya huruf adalah a dan b. So the differentiation will be dA dB. Okay, but the answer is still the same, it will still be 2. Over here also it will still be 2. It's just the letters, huruf di mana D itu bersebelahan bahkan itu memainkan peranan yang penting. It tells us which equation, this letter tells us which equation yang kamu mau bezakan, yang you want to differentiate. The letter at the bottom tells you which letter yang kamu mau change the power. Remember the power must turun satu, bahkan dia mesti minus 1. Okay, let me give you another example just to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Okay, let me give you a slightly more complicated one. So we are very used to this. Y equals to 3x cubed, contohnya. Okay, and it's like, okay, bezakan. So dy dx equals to 3 times 3x, then this one will be power of 2 lah. So this will be 9x squared. So ini kita sudah tahu. Okay, but today that's why I wanted to wait until today to teach this lah, because everybody, when you're so stuck with y and x kan, then we need to try to open our minds so that we have to accept that there are other letters in the alphabet. No? There are 26 letters altogether. Not everything is just y and x lah. Okay, so if I change this equation and I use other letters yang saya suka, okay, let's say I want to use s equals to 3h cubed. sh is Sean Ho lah. Okay, so s equals to 3h cubed. If I say, okay, everybody differentiate this equation, you cannot give me the answer dy dx. Mana ada y dan x di sini? Kan? It doesn't make sense. It's like asking somebody, can you please buy for me nasi lemak? And after that, the person go and buy and then come back and buy for you curry puff. Okay, kau minta nasi lemak tetapi kau diberi curry puff. So cannot. So I'm giving you s and h, and I say differentiate. So you need to know how to position the letters correctly. This will be ds dh, because the equation is s and the one yang power kita mau ubah is h. Okay, so get used to changing letters now, because that's how the chain rule works. So coming back to this example, saya katakan di dalam kurungan ini kan, saya kasih simpulkan semua sebagai satu huruf U. Okay, I put it as one letter lah. So and then I say, okay, let 2x equals to 2x plus 3 kan, kita kasih sama dengan satu huruf U. Now, if you just take a look at this equation, there are only two letters in this equation now, which is u and x. So the differentiation cannot be dy dx anymore. It has to be du dx. Sebab the kepala rumus, the formula head is u, and then the power you want to change is x. So you call it du dx. But you still do the same rules that we learned last time. Okay, take the number, power minus by 1, yada yada lah. Okay, and then on the other side, kalau saya masukkan u sebagai semua ini, I will get u to the power of 4. Okay, and since this equation only has the letters y and u, the differentiation will be called dy du. Okay, and then we differentiate like normal lah, 4u to the power of 3. And then after that, you insert back the u inside. Okay, and then after that, you use what we call the chain rule. Do you notice that this chain rule is interesting? Because if you get the du and the du over here, kan, you get dy dx. Sorry, kalau kamu bundarkan itu du dan du, kan kamu potong-potong, you get the dy dx. Which is basically what you're doing with the dy dx, kan? You're making it bigger. You're introducing another letter in. Okay, this is very new lah. Okay, I understand that this is very new. Okay, but it has to be, you have to understand this concept, because one of the things that you're going to learn in a much later part of this chapter is the chain rule lah. Okay, so you have to know how to manipulate these letters around. Okay, so actually if we have 2 hours, I can do this one, but since I only have 1 hour, so the chain rule can work with any letters one. Let's say, okay, for example, let's say, okay, everybody give me a chain rule with the letter A, S, and T. Contoh lah. Okay, I can form at least 3 chain rules. For example, dA, ds. Okay, will be dA, dt times dt, ds. Okay, notice that my dA is on top and my ds is at the bottom. And then dt dan dt saya letak di kanan dan kiri, kanan atas dan kiri bawah. Another chain rule I can make is dA dt. dA dt means on top here dA, at the bottom here dt, and then apa kita punya perantaraan? Our perantaraan will be ds. And that's why it's called a chain rule lah, sebab dia menjadi satu rantaian. Wow. Okay. Another chain rule I can do is ds dt. I use S and T, and then A is my like bicycle lah. Okay, so I put ds on top, I put dt at the bottom. Of course, you must multiply, and then what is my perantaraan? It will be dA. Okay, so learn to be flexible with the letters, because because why? Because in my previous class, I only taught you situations where the power inside the bracket is 1. Okay, take a look at example number 7 in page 43, question A. Okay, example 7 in page 43, question A. Okay, question A is y equals to 3x squared minus 4x to the power of 7. Okay, so what I taught you on Monday, I cannot do that in here, because my x now is not power of 1. So that thing that I applied the thing that I taught you last week kan, yang kamu ambil itu huruf A sahaja kan, itu hanya boleh pakai kalau dia punya kuasa. Okay, tetapi you are dealing now with situations like this where sometimes the power inside the bracket is not power of 1. So you need to chain rule this thing. Okay, so how do you chain rule this? The first thing you do is take the whole thing inside the bracket and give it a new letter. 3x squared minus 4x. Okay, and since you are introducing the letter, okay, I'm going to replace the whole thing with u to the power of 7. Okay, it's a pretty standard step lah actually. Okay, the step is standard. Cuma you have to keep trying and doing until you get used to it lah. Okay, so the differentiation for this, will be called what? It will be called du dx. Kan? Sebab dia huruf U dan huruf X saja, mana ada huruf Y di sana. Okay, so this is probably the biggest challenge for any new differentiation student. Okay, if as long as your head is still stuck with 2 letters only, then this chapter will be very difficult for you. There are 26 letters in our alphabet, people. X dan Y bukan segala-galanya. Okay, so we have to learn to be open-minded about this. Okay, so du dx will give us 6x minus 4. Okay, this differentiation biasa sudahlah. Okay, 2 bawa ke depan, darab dengan 3 saya dapat 6. X kuasa 2 turun pergi 1. And then this one will just give you minus 4. Manakala y equals to u to the power of 7, this one, the differentiation will be dy du. And because there's only y and u in the equation. So, what will happen? 7 saya bawa ke bawah, 7u to the power of 6. Then you apply the chain rule because at the end of the day, saya mau tahu what is dy dx. So dy dx is dy du times du dx. Do I have dy du? I do, but I need to have this in x back. Sorry, I forgot to do this. So this is 7 3x squared minus 4x to the power of 6. Okay, saya ganti balik dengan u. So what I basically do is I put in the u, I differentiate the u, and then I put back the u. Okay, so it's like, yeah. So yeah, anyway. So dy du is 7 times 3x squared minus 4x to the power of 6. Then you multiply with the green color. Okay, 6x minus 4. Now, basically, once you are here, you cannot really do anything much. You can actually leave the answer like this, or if you want, you can multiply the 7 and this one. This one, this bracket, you cannot touch because it's power of 6. Memang tak boleh sentuh. Okay, leave it alone. Anything that is higher than power of 2, okay, just leave the bracket as it is. Okay, don't sibuk-sibuk mau pergi expand. You're not required to do that. So, this sudah kena factorize. Okay, so this will give you 7 times 6x will be 42x. Okay, minus 28. Okay, and then this will be 3x squared minus 4x to the power of 6. The answer in the textbook is slightly different sebab dia factorize lagi ini keluar, which is totally fine lah. Okay, also no problem. This one also I will accept, this one also I will accept. Okay, the most important thing for me is you know how to do the chain rule. Okay, that is, for me, that is the most important thing. Okay, so what I want you to do is, for now, okay, I just want you to give this a try, okay, because saya banyak membebel sudah kan. So I want you to give these 2 questions a try, and then after that, we will discuss this. Okay, so, sorry, let me clear this page. Okay, so question number 1 is y equals to what? Let me see. Okay, y equals to x. So back. Okay, squared plus 6x plus 6 to the power of half. The second one is okay, y equals to 3 minus 9x, oh sorry, no, 1 over square root of 3 minus 9x. Okay, these 2 first. Okay, give it a try and then we'll see what happens.
So,
yeah.
If the power is negative, can need to bring it downwards.
You need to bring it down back, yes. Okay. Let's give it a try. Sorry, I kind of have to rush because there's 2 other things that I need to teach today. Okay, that's my aim for today. So, in the first example, okay, the u is everything that's in the bracket. Okay, so this will be x squared plus 6x plus 6. And then, of course, the other one is the y. Y will be equals to u to the power of half. That's always the first step we do. Then you differentiate them separately. Okay, so you differentiate this, you get du dx will be 2x plus 6, and on the other side you get dy du equals to half u to the power of negative half. Then you replace back the u inside. 1 over 2 x squared plus 6x plus 6 to the power of negative half. Okay, you can leave it at that at first lah. Okay, no problem. But at the end of the day, kamu mau kira dy dx. So dy dx is the green color times the purple color. Everything just times in. So I'm going to take the green color, 2x plus 6, and then times half times x squared plus 6x plus 6 to the power of negative half. Okay, if you can sampai ke sini, okay, then it's good already. Okay, itu memang sangat bagus sudah lah. You don't have to, because everything after that is just simplification. Dia memang simplify sahaja ni lepas ni. So, you know, there's nothing, tidak perlu terlalu bimbang pasal itulah. But of course, my main problem is making sure that you can come up to this part lah. If you can come up to this, then no problem. Okay, so what happens is, this one kita boleh darab masuk. Okay, so I'll get x and half. Okay, I will bring it down. So x squared plus 6x plus 6 to the power of half. Okay, and if you remember from my algebra, power of half is actually square root. Okay, so this final answer will be x plus 3 over square root x squared plus 6x plus 6. This is our final answer. Okay, so as I said lah, the most important job for you today is to make sure you know how to do the chain rule and then put it together. Okay, so memang kena pisah, lepas tu kau kasih gabung balik. That's the main point of today's lesson lah. Okay, nanti kita akan tengok ni, satu lagi kan yang kau kena pisahkan lepas tu letak balik. Tapi cara dia letak balik adalah berlainan. Okay, now for question B, same thing, except that this one saya mau ubah sedikit lah. Okay, this one is cube root, okay, punca kuasa 3 of 3 minus 9x. So I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to say that this is 3 minus 9x to the power of negative 1 over 3. Okay, sebab punca kuasa 3 is actually kuasa 1 per 3. Okay, punca kuasa 3 is actually kuasa 1 per 3. Yes, all these things that you learned in Maths Form 2 suddenly become very important now lah. Okay, so you cannot tell me that you don't know. It's most likely that you forgot. Okay, so jangan cakap yang kau tidak tahu unless your maths teacher didn't teach you anything last time lah. Okay, so oleh sebab itu, u is always everything inside the bracket. So u adalah 3 minus 9x. Manakala the y now changes to become y equals to u to the power of negative 1 over 3. Okay, totally no problem because calculator is there to help you bahkan. So this one will be du dx will be equals to negative 9. Very simple differentiation. Manakala yang warna purple pula, dy du will be negative 1 over 3 u to the power of negative 4 over 3. How did I get negative 4 over 3? Very simple. I just use the calculator, negative 1 over 3 minus 1. And the answer is negative 4 over 3, unless your calculator rosak lah. Okay, but no lah, cannot be what. Everybody's calculator should be working. Okay, so jangan kencang dengan negative 4 over 3 itu, kita masukkan u balik. So, negative 1 over 3, 3 minus 9x, power of negative 4 over 3. Then you combine it all. Okay, you finally combine it all, so you get, oh no, saya tidak ada ruang sudah ini. Apa ini? Sorry. Okay, so I get dy dx equals to, dy du is this whole purple thing lah, negative 1 over 3 times 3 minus 9x to the power of negative 4 over 3 times with negative 9. Sebab du dx di sini. Okay, now the only thing that we can touch is this one and this one. Okay, sebab ini adalah power negative 4 over 3 kan, tidak boleh buat apa-apa ni. Jangan kamu darab apa-apa masuk kalau dia adalah kuasa yang lebih daripada 1. Okay, don't need to sibuk-sibuk mau kasih masuk juga. Mau tunjuk pandai pula, tapi tidak. Okay, jangan. Okay, just leave it as it is. So this will give you 3 times 3 minus 9x to the power of negative 4 over 3. Of course, our final answer tidak boleh ada power negatif lah. So, kita turunkan balik. And we will get 3 over 3 minus 9x power of 4 over 3. Final answer. Okay, just turunkan balik and then leave it. Kamu punya tanggungjawab bukan untuk membesarkan lagi the power of 4 over 3. Tidak payah. Okay. So saya just mau mention lah, okay, if you really understand the concept of power and algebra, actually this one, okay, boleh diubah menjadi 3 minus 9x to the power of 4 then cube root. Ini memang, like maths at the highest level lah. If you can do that, then good, okay, good. But if you can't, leave your answer like this, totally fine. Okay, if you don't understand, macam mana ni tiba-tiba ada cube root lah, lepas itu power of 4 kan? Okay, don't need to bother. Okay, yang paling penting bagi saya, kuasa negatif mesti diturunkan balik. Okay, sebagai jawapan akhir. Okay, so there's all these algebra rules kan, baru kamu tahu kenapa topik ini di Form 5. Okay, because dia macam, you are at Form 5 kan, you are supposed to be smartest at this age lah. Okay, ya, paling bijak pada umur ini. Jadi, you can handle this. Okay, can one. Okay, sorry, I need to continue. So, please turn to page 4. Okay, page 4 in your handout. So this weekend punya exercise kan memang, in the words of our good friend, memang quite jialat one lah. Okay, so, yeah, our good friend is also smiling with his coconut hair. Okay, so, page 4, okay, is, so page 4 and page 6 lah. Yeah, page 4 and page 6 are the last two types of differentiation which involves probably the most complex kind. Okay, so we call this the product differentiation. Okay, why do I say product? Now take a look at question number 3a. Okay, I will give you this example. I'll use this example to help you. Okay, now there is actually a very long formula that I don't like to use because it involves so many letters. Okay, saya lebih suka menggunakan this warna-warna lah. And I hope this helps you lah. Okay, I'm going to explain it now, and then if you can't really get it, watch the video later, and then you slowly take down notes. Okay, so if you are given the question, y equals to x minus 1 and 1 plus x to the power of 3. Okay, say for example like this, x minus 1 and 1 plus x to the power of 3. So this one is a little bit complicated lah. Okay, so what you can do is you can split it up. Okay, you split it up and you put the x minus 1 in this bracket and you put the 1 plus x to the power of 3 in the second box. Okay, so we get this x minus 1 and here will be 1 plus x to the power of 3. I like to keep the brackets, okay, over here. Then what you do after that is, every box you individually differentiate. Individually, you differentiate first. Okay, so x minus 1 you differentiate, you'll get 1. 1 plus x to the power of 3, you differentiate, you'll get 3x squared. Okay, by now you cannot be asking me, sir, how do you get 3x squared? That is Monday punya class. I hope that by now, kamu sekali tengok kan, kamu boleh tahu sudah, okay, ini 3x squared. Okay, then what you do is, you put everything in the color boxes according to this particular template. Actually, very easy one lah. It is, what color should I use? Okay, let me use red color. It is this one times this one, and then this one times this one. Then it's just plus in the middle. You see that the green, you multiply with the blue, the red, you multiply with the yellow. That's the differentiation. Okay, so it will be x minus, sorry, what is green color? X minus 1. X minus 1 times 3x squared. Okay, and then the red color will be 1 plus x to the power of 3 times 1. Over here. So this is how I like to teach, this product differentiation. You separate it out first, you differentiate it individually, then you cross multiply. But when you cross multiply, you must add a plus in the middle over here. Okay, then after that, it becomes very easy. This one and this one, kita akan dapat 3x cubed minus 3x squared. Okay, just darab saja. And then this one will be plus 1 plus x cubed lah. Right? Then you can simplify this a little bit further. 3x cubed and x cubed, you'll get 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus 1. Okay, so I like to use this color boxes method because I find that it's easier to remember. You know why? Because the formula they give, let me show you the formula. If this makes more sense to you, then good. Y equals to uv. So dy dx equals to u dv dx plus v du dx. This is actually what is happening over here. So you see all these letters, most of the students, when they see all these letters, they just flip table and don't want to do anymore. Okay, so this color, I think, is easier. All you have to do is just separate it out. Okay, this is one box and then this is another box. Differentiate them individually, then kamu darab silang. Okay, make sure that they don't darab antara sesendiri lah. Just darab silang, and then you add both the darab silangs together. Very simple. Okay, can you please try question 4 and 5a, everyone? Try question 4 and 5a first. In page 5. Okay, I guess. Yang kotak-kotak ini, okay, sorry Yang kotak-kotak yang kamu nampak di sini, bahkan all this, it's already the differentiation. You just kasih masuk saja di tempat yang betul. Then after that, you know, like all the, like just now the chain rule kan, lepas kita differentiate kan, kita mesti simplify juga. So that's basically what is happening over here. Sebenarnya kau sudah differentiate ni di sini. Di sini kau sudah differentiate. Okay, let's give it a try. So for 4a, y equals to x minus 1 multiplied by x over 3 plus 1. Wow, this is so interesting. Okay, x over 3 plus 1. I want to just help you a little bit. So x over 3 plus 1 is a little bit hard. Okay, so I usually like to write this as 1 over 3x plus 1. It makes it easier for me to see. Because when you have the x over 3 kan, terus dia akan menjadi sangat mengelirukan lah. Okay, so when you differentiate this separately, okay, this one you get 1 and then this one you get 1 over 3. Okay, when you differentiate lah. Then after that, remember you cross multiply. So the dy dx will be x minus 1 times 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3x plus 1 times 1. Okay, you cross multiply the two this one lah. So this one you get 1 over 3x minus 1 over 3. Ini darab ini darab ini. Plus 1 over 3x plus 1. Okay, then all you need to do after this is just settle these two lah. 1 over 3x plus 1 over 3x is 2 over 3x. Minus 1 over 3 plus 1 is calculator work, is plus 2 over 3. So this is the final answer. And it is the same answer as the one in the paper law. So I'm kind of wondering what Sean is asking. Did you like double differentiate? Like Oh, okay. All right, in the same way, for this 5a, so x to the power of 4 plus 1 will be 5x to the power of, 4x to the power of 3, kan? Okay, and then this one will still be the same now, 1 over 3. Then you cross multiply. Okay, so when you cross multiply, it becomes the dy dx already. So x to the power of 4 plus 1 to the power of 1 over 3. Sorry, multiply by 1 over 3. Tambah 4x cubed darab dengan 1 over 3x plus 1. Okay, so this one we need to be a little bit careful lah. Okay, so dia bukan sekadar satu nombor sahaja. But when we do the left side, what we will get is 1 over 3x to the power of 4 plus 1 over 3. Ini senang lah. Sebab darab masuk saja kan. Ini, kamu kena darab ini sama ini. So this one will give you 4 over 3x to the power of 4. Okay, and this one is easy lah, 4x to the power of 3. Sebab dia darab 1. Okay, and then you take a look at this line. What can we settle off? Okay, we can only settle off the x to the power of 4 because that's the only one that we have. So 1 over 3x to the power of 4 plus 4 over 3x to the power of 4 will give you 5 over 3x to the power of 4 plus 1 over 3 plus 4x cubed. Okay, final answer. Kalau kamu mau ikut jawapan di dalam kertas, dia susun balik lah, also no problem lah. Okay, but this is the basics of it. Okay, so this is product differentiation. When the two kurungan kan, dia didarabkan. Okay, product differentiation. Okay, the last thing yeah, today is a bit like all the intensive, all the high intensity stuff is today. Okay, the last one is quotient differentiation. So in product differentiation, okay, dia punya persamaan asal dia adalah hasil darab. Kurungan ini darab kurungan ini. But in the quotient differentiation, if you take a look at page 6, I want to do page 6, question number 3. Okay, page 6, question number 3. Look at how the equation is written, 6x over 2x minus 7. Okay, so the two kurungan lah, if you want to write it as kurungan, dua kurungan ni sekarang dibahagi, bukan lagi didarab. So a slightly different strategy, okay, slightly different strategy, pay attention. So you do the same thing lah, you put the 6x on top and the 2x minus 7 at the bottom. Okay, take note of the color. 2x minus 7 is red color, 6x is green color. Okay, then you do the same thing. You differentiate them individually. Secara berasingan kau kasih bezakan. So 6x differentiate you get 6. 2x minus 7 differentiate you get 2. Now, the difficult thing about this quotient differentiation is the template tidak boleh ubah. Okay, the template is very important. So yang produk bahkan kalau kamu campur aduk yang let's say for example hijau dan biru ini, dan hijau dan biru ini kan kau letak di belakang and then the merah and kuning kau letak di depan, no problem tau. But for product differentiation you cannot tukar sesuka hati. Okay, so pay very special attention to this. How do we write the quotient differentiation punya dy dx? The first thing you do is the bottom one you write at the bottom again, but you kasih square. Okay, once you have squared the bottom, don't touch this anymore. Okay, kasih biar saja di sana. Biarlah dia square, forever and ever square. Okay, and then since the bottom one, kamu sudah tulis bahkan, that is the first one that you must write. Dia dengan dia punya kawan. So 2x minus 7 multiplied by 6. Okay, because the 6x and the 2 is dia punya kawan lah. Okay, so here will be 6x and then here will be 2. But the tanda this time is no longer plus. Okay, the tanda this time is a minus tanda. Okay, and once you have gotten that, okay, so you see, so down here is 2x minus 7, the whole thing is squared. And as I said, the bottom itu jangan lagi sentuh, just leave it alone. Okay, let's settle the top. 2x minus 7 multiplied by 6, 2 times 6 will be 12x. Negative 7 times 6 will be minus 42. Okay, then this one will be minus 6x times 2 will be minus 12x. So my final answer will be minus 42 over 2x minus 7 to the power of 2. Okay, all this is simplification yang sudah kamu belajar since form 2 lah. Okay, but the most important thing that I want to sampaikan to you today with this one is yang ini kamu tidak boleh tukar sesuka hati. Okay, so we always start with the one at the bottom, you write at the bottom and write squared and then you write it again. So kamu tulis dua kali. Okay, dan kamu kasih pasang dengan dia punya differentiation lah. Remember the differentiation dia tidak boleh berdarab dengan diri sendirilah. Dia mesti berdarab dengan differentiation yang sebelah. Okay, and then you tolak, then you add the last two over here. Okay, please give number 4 and 6 a try. Yeah, 4 and 6. Okay, try number 4 and number 6, and then we will end for today lah. Okay, time is running out. Let me just finish this lah. So as always, you have the top and the bottom. Okay, so you differentiate them individually lah. So this one you differentiate, you get 5. This one you differentiate, you get 3. Okay, then remember the dy dx okay, is, okay, we start by writing the bottom one first. Okay, kita tulis the bottom and then we square it. And then we write the bottom again. Okay, 3x minus 2. Dan apa dia punya kawan? Dia punya kawan adalah 5. Okay, minus, then you write the other two lah, 5x plus 4 to the, and then multiplied by 3. Okay, if you can do this, guys, if you can do this particular step, okay, that's already good lah. Okay, that is, actually this is a, if this was a question, this is a 2-mark question lah. 1 mark just to get this. Okay, and then the next mark is just simplifying it until you get the final answer lah. Okay, so this one you multiply, you get 15x minus 10 minus 15x minus 12. Okay, over 3x minus 2 to the power of 2. So you get the final answer minus 22. Okay, over 3x minus 2 to the power of 2. Satu perkara yang kamu harus berhati-hati is, kenapa ini tolak 12? Because there's a negative sign in front of the bracket. Okay, be very careful with this. Selalu orang akan buat silap di dalam soalan jenis begini. Okay, because dia ingat 5 dan 3, 4 dan 3 terus tambah begitu. Tidak, not necessarily. Okay, whenever there's a negative sign in front of a bracket, please be very careful. Okay, alright, this last one. This one differentiate, you get negative 1. Differentiate, you get negative 2. So the dy dx, okay, macam saya cakap tadi, we always start by writing the bottom one first, kasih square, and then kasih tinggal. Tak payah lagi ulang balik benda yang sama, just leave it there. But you rewrite it again on the top 1 minus 2x, and apa dia punya kawan? Dia punya kawan adalah negative 1. Okay, and then after that you write minus, then the other two lah, 1 minus x times negative 2. Okay, then after that you simplify lah. Bottom you write the same thing, 1 minus 2x to the power of 2. And then this one will be negative 1 plus 2x. This one will be plus 2 minus 2x. Okay, so you will get 1 over, 1 minus 2x to the power of 2. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm kind of rushing because I really want to finish this. Next week, kita belum habis lagi ya. Okay, these first 3 subtopics in this chapter, actually dia banyak lebih kepada kemahiran. We're not even talking about the actual differentiation questions yet, no. Just have to teach you how to differentiate. Okay, so things like this, people, things like this boleh diperbaiki dengan banyak practice. Okay, so don't give up practicing. Maybe the first 10 questions kan dia memang akan menjadi like macam tu. Okay, but the more you do it, it's like riding a bicycle lah. Okay, the more you ride the bicycle kan, the more you get used to it, and you know kamu akan jatuh, kurang jatuh lah. Okay, so so for today, what I want you to do is, obviously I want you to finish everything until page 9. Okay, so whatever questions that you haven't finished in this paper, from page 1 to page 9, make it a point to finish this first lah. Okay, sebab soalan di sini yang sangat-sangat basic. Even the textbook questions are a little bit harder. Okay, make it a point to finish this so that at least kamu ada dia punya dasar yang kukuh. Okay, untuk kamu menjawab soalan di dalam buku teks yang saya akan beri sekarang.